Chapter 4. We have to keep this on the down low. Mr. Norton loved vaguely military-sounding phrases. He had us learning military hand signals to use in our drills too, but everyone messed them up. It didn't matter anyway. We all had a link, not really telepathy or anything that sophisticated, just a second sense for knowing what the others would do. Well, who am I going to tell? I don't exactly have many friends around here. True. Don't tell Lucas. No problem. Yeah, right. The first thing I'd do after this meeting was tell Lucas. He gave me a pointed look. Don't tell anyone other than Lucas. This might take a while, so I leaned back on the edge of the table. It wobbled under my butt, but I thought it would hold. Mr. Norton paced the floor with his hands behind his back. We've discussed this. Who exactly is we? I narrowed my eyes, hoping he'd spill the beans. Some of the other teachers knew about our powers, but which teachers, no one ever told us. We could only talk about scholarship business with Mr. Norton, but of course we all wondered who else knew. If I got a name or two, I'd score major points with the rest of the gang. Mr. Norton shook his head. That doesn't matter. What matters is this: after Farron's disappearance, some of the other students have been threatened. I need you to step up and take on extra duties. I didn't like the sound of that. Extra duties would cut into my study time, and I made it a point of pride to come second in every class. I had an awesome grade point average and would be in the running for a real scholarship to a good college. Occasionally, I slipped and got first place, but first place didn't keep you under the radar. No one ever cared who came second. What's in it for me? I asked. Extra credit and a room on the upper floor. I sucked in my lips, considering. Even though my dorm room wasn't luxurious, it suited me. It kept me out of harm's way. Sweeten the pot. An allowance. How much? I reeled when he said the amount. That was no joke. Hell yeah. You name it, I'll do it. Bring on the extra duties. One of the cafes in town was famed for its parfaits. Like they were considered the best parfaits in the world by the girls in this school who'd know about that kind of thing. Not once since I'd started here had I been able to scrape up the cash for one of those awesome parfaits. They cost almost as much as a second-hand car. Now I could almost taste it, the ice cream mixing with the sweet syrup on my tongue. The fruits, the nuts, the little brownie poked on top. I'd peered in the window so many times and studied the menu, so I knew exactly what I'd order. I salivated just thinking about it. Well, actually, I drooled like a big drooly dog. Finally, that parfait would be mine. All you have to do is tutor Ren Worthington. Bam! My delicious dream disappeared, leaving a parfait-shaped hole in my heart. It had been true love, a pure love. A sweet, sweet love. Now I had nothing. Nope. No way. Forget it. Any girl in this school would give their right arm to get that close to him. So ask them. You could have a whole room full of right arms. They'll be happy, and I'll be happy to stay well away from him. I got up from the desk and grabbed my bag. Conversation over. Not so fast, Cherry. You obviously have some kind of issue with Ren. He gave me one of those teacher smiles. The you can trust me smile. I stopped falling for that bullshit at 8 years old. I'd tell him all my issues and he'd tell me that Ren wasn't so bad, and I should get to know him. Come on, why Ren? Why me? You know I'm not even that good a fighter. Get one of the guys to do it. Mark, he'd be fantastic. As much as Mark annoyed me, I couldn't deny his fighting skills. He had the bloodlust and the muscles. I had nothing really except the ability to hide myself. I'm not sure how that would help Ren. Mr. Norton laughed. You've been picked for a reason. What would people think if Mark started tutoring Ren? His marks are worse than Ren's ever could be. You're the only one in this group who'd make a believable tutor. And tutoring is the only way we can get a hunter close to Ren. See, the whole close to Ren thing is what I have problems with. And I'm not the bodyguard type. Mr. Norton pursed his lips. You wouldn't be a bodyguard as such. You probably wouldn't even need to fight. If there's any real danger, we'd get the others to intervene. I shrugged my shoulders to adjust the weight of my backpack. Like a canary. Canary. The canaries they send down mines to test for gas. If the canary dies, it's not safe. You won't die if that's what worries you. It'd be more like an early warning system. Mr. Norton smiled in a way that was meant to soften the deal. It's only for a few weeks, and I know you need the cash. True facts. But I'd been poor all my life, and I could be poor a while longer. I crossed my arms. That's a few weeks too many. Ren is tied up in this, and maybe he's threatening himself to take the heat off. He's in danger. Is he at more risk than any other student? Cherry. Mr. Norton moved closer to me. Sometimes you can be naive about how the world works. Ren is an extremely valuable member of this school. We can't have him harmed or missing. I pushed myself off the desk. My brain told me to shut up. Smile and nod. Stay under the radar. I didn't have to agree, but I could quietly refuse. Sometimes my mouth didn't listen to my brain. That's bullshit. You're saying Ren's life is more valuable than anyone else's. Ren is a worthless dirtbag. He'll be first against the wall when the revolution comes. I'll never protect Ren Worthington. Never. If someone comes for him, I'll throw him under the bus myself. I walked to the door. Cherry, wait. I wanted to keep walking, but I paused. What? Nothing you say will convince me. You hate Ren. I get that. But if you want to prove he's guilty of whatever you think he's done, the best way to do that is to get close to him. Sneaky. Very sneaky. I considered it for a full minute, then shook my head. I knew the system. Even if I cut Ren down, someone else would take his place. Oscar or Blake, maybe. Or some dark horse just waiting for the opportunity. The system never changed. Whatever. I shrugged and left the room.